In 2024, astronomers discovered an asteroid that briefly became the most dangerous object headed toward Earth in decades. Fortunately, new calculations showed that it wouldn't hit us. But what if a similar catastrophe has already happened? For thousands of years, different ancient civilizations have told stories of the same day. A day when the sky opened, the earth shook, and entire cities disappeared. For a long time, these stories were considered myths, until archaeologists discovered an ancient library buried under the ruins of Nineveh. Among the thousands of clay tablets was an extraordinary find. A small clay disc that some researchers believe may depict the movement of a massive asteroid hours before it collided with Earth. Is this the oldest astronomical record of a cosmic catastrophe? And is it possible that this very event is behind one of the most famous biblical stories? Today, we will follow all the evidence. In December 2024, astronomers discovered an asteroid the size of a 20-story building. It briefly became the object with the highest probability of hitting Earth in decades. Later calculations show that the danger has passed. But this raises a question. If a similar asteroid hit Earth in the distant past, is it possible that ancient people saw and described it? The answer may lie in the ancient city of Nineveh. In 1849, archaeologist Austen Henry Layard excavated the ruins of the city and discovered the library of the Assyrian king, Ashurbanipal, the largest library in the ancient world. It housed about 30,000 clay tablets with medical texts, star charts, royal archives, and some of the oldest known written works. It was there that an unusual round clay tablet was found, unlike any other. One side of it was divided into 8 sectors, filled with symbols, dots, lines, and images. For a long time, no one could figure out what it really was. Decades later, 2 scientists suggested that it was not just text, but a map of the night sky. They compared the positions of the stars with specialized astronomical software and arrived at a surprising date, June 29th, 3123 BC. According to them, the tablet depicts a bright celestial object crossing the sky shortly before sunrise. If this interpretation is correct, the ancient scribe was not recording a legend. He was observing something that happened before his eyes. According to the calculations of the 2 scientists, if the celestial object followed the trajectory described on the ancient tablet, it did not hit the Earth directly. It entered the atmosphere at a very shallow angle and was traveling at about 20 kilometers per second. Instead of forming a crater, it passed through the atmosphere as a huge fireball. The air in front of it heated up to extreme temperatures, and over the Alps, energy comparable to thousands of explosions like the one over Tunguska was released. Interestingly, in Austria's Kofels Valley, there is actually a giant landslide that has puzzled geologists for decades. Molten rocks, traces of extreme pressure, and shock-deformed quartz have been found there. Signs characteristic of powerful cosmic impacts. This does not prove the theory, but it shows that the area experienced an unusual event with enormous energy. Researchers suggest the cause may have been a fragment of the torrid stream, a huge cloud of cosmic debris left over from the breakup of an ancient comet. Earth crosses this stream twice each year. Most particles burn up in the atmosphere like ordinary meteors, but sometimes much larger pieces pass through it. Proof of this is an event in the year 1975, when fragments of the same stream hit the moon and were recorded by seismometers left behind by the Apollo missions. According to some scientists, it was such a large fragment that may have caused one of the most mysterious catastrophes. Our investigation thus leads us to a place that many long considered to be a mere biblical legend, Sodom. Excavations show that the city was destroyed by an extremely powerful air blast. According to researchers, the explosion occurred about 4 kilometers above the ground and released energy comparable to about 1,000 bombs, such as the one dropped on Hiroshima. First, the sky lit up with a blinding light, and seconds later, the shock wave swept away everything in its path. In the soil, archaeologists discovered unusually high amounts of salt. One hypothesis is that the explosion evaporated part of the Dead Sea's waters, spreading the salt over the surrounding land. The area remained uninhabited for about 600 years. Among the finds are molten ceramics, glazed bricks, shock-deformed quartz, and microscopic particles of molten metal, traces that could be linked to a powerful cosmic explosion. Later, the famous Nabrensky sky disk, one of the oldest known maps of the night sky, was discovered in Germany. Some researchers believe that it may preserve a memory of the same celestial phenomenon. It is important to note that there is ongoing scientific debate surrounding the entire theory. The Nineveh tablet is a genuine artifact, but most experts do not accept that it describes the passage of an asteroid. According to them, it is an astronomical or religious text. The same applies to the destruction of Tal el-Hammam. The published study caused serious criticism and was later retracted. The authors then published a new, expanded version with additional data, and the controversy continues to this day, but several facts remain indisputable. The area does indeed show signs of extreme temperatures, molten materials, and sudden destruction. Similar signs have been found at other ancient archaeological sites. Today, astronomers continue to carefully observe the torrid stream. It is from it, according to some researchers, that such dangerous objects may have come in the past. The next few years will be especially important, as Earth will again pass through denser sections of this flow. So far, there is no evidence of immediate danger, but observations continue. Since such space objects are often discovered only when they are relatively close to Earth, it is interesting that the man who criticizes part of the Sodom theory warns about the torrid stream. The last close pass of this swarm was in June 1975. Seismometers on the Moon then registered impacts from space debris. In 2019, astronomers organized a special observation to look for larger objects in the swarm. This was the best window for observation in decades. But protests in Hawaii closed access to the mountain observatories, and the telescope remained unused for the entire period. A new attempt was made in 2022 with 2 telescopes. No large hazardous objects were detected at that time, which is good news. But that doesn't rule out smaller bodies. There could still be multiple objects in the stream that are similar in size to the Chelyabinsk asteroid. The shock wave then injured about 1,500 people. The next important observation windows are in 2026 and 2029. And in 232, the stream will be close again. That brings us back to where we started. In December 2024, an asteroid the size of a building passed close to Earth. We didn't see it as it approached. A telescope in Chile detected it only 2 days later, when it was already moving away. Initial calculations showed that it could return in December 232. For a brief moment, there was even a possibility that it would hit the Moon. Later observations, however, refined the trajectory and showed that there was no immediate danger. This time, mathematics saved us. But the people who looked up at the sky thousands of years ago didn't have that kind of math. They only had what they saw, a piece of wet clay, and the hope that someone would understand their warning. Today, we hold this tablet. We may argue about the translation. We may argue about the dates, about the geology, about Sodom, about Kofels, and about the Nebran disk. But one thing, the message remains clear. The sky isn't just beautiful. Sometimes the sky is dangerous. And if the ancients left us a warning, maybe it's time we started listening. Thank you for sticking with me until the very end of this story. Does the Nineveh planisphere really describe an ancient asteroid? Could the destruction of Sodom have been linked to an airburst? Or are all these separate events that people later connected into one big story? Write your opinion in the comments. Do you believe that ancient people witnessed a cosmic catastrophe? If you found the video interesting, support the channel with a like. Subscribe and press the bell so you don't miss the next documentary investigations into ancient mysteries. Share the video with friends who love mysteries and stories that ask big questions. Thank you for your trust and time. Until the next mystery.